I just read Strange Tales number 112 from September of 1963, starring the Human Torch. See the Human Torch on the brink of doom as he battles the living bomb. The villain is actually the eel in his first appearance, which is mentioned up here. It's not the living bomb. It's a matter of circumstance. So Torch flies back home to, what's the name of the silly town he lives in? Glenville. And he decides to impress everybody, but everybody is soured on him because this television commentator by the name of Ted Braddock has been bad-mouthing him, and the whole town has bought into it. Meanwhile, the eel, who's the caretaker at the aquarium or some such, gets this suit, powers an electric eel, steals this device from a Professor Lawson, and then he goes to fence it, and he sees Humphrey Bogart, I guess. And so the story is that the device, he goes to fence it, there's a lever. He doesn't know what the device does, but he doesn't press the lever yet. But the conceit in the story is that the story's by Joe Carter. Dick Ayers did was it Dick Ayers? I believe it was Dick Ayers who did the art. Yeah. Is that it activated a nuclear pile once it was opened, and it had to be stopped. The lever had to be pressed within an hour to stop the nuclear explosion, which seems really a stretch to get into the plot. So anyway, Torch, he's able to detect the beetle's body vibrations with his heater, some nonsense. And at any rate, the beetle then throws it in this secluded area of like the woods, but it's still like in metropolitan New York. But it's near the Veterans Hospital, right? So Torch says, well, I'm going to take it and I'm going to fly it up, and boom, the atomic explosion, and the Torch absorbs all the heat with his body, falls to Earth, and it looks like he's doomed when we see these coins and sea animals advertisement. Reed catches him, but he's on the brink of death. And it turns out that Ted Braddock, a TV commentator, his son was at the Veterans Hospital and his life was saved by the Torch. But the Torch is on the brink of death. But Reed has a special magic ray that maybe he got from Paradise Island. I'm not sure. And he saves the Torch's life, and everything is fine. So then there's a backup story about a man who wanted to get this rare jewel by Lee and Ditko. And then the second backup story, no Doctor Strange story in this particular issue. We do have some really cool house ads. There was one for the Avengers. There's this one for X-Men. And then the second backup, I saw the Impossible World, where this astronaut in the future goes AWOL. He goes to this planet. Guess what? He lands on the planet. And without spoiling the warning, you already know things are not going to go well for him. It's by Stan Lee, Larry Lieber, and inking by Paul Reinman. So, yeah, he just fades away. So